Nice opinion. Just one tiny problem with it. Inspecting your post, it looks like your opinion is different from mine. Let me tell you something. I am the baseline for opinions. Any opinion I hold is objectively correct, and as a result, any other opinions are wrong. Guess what? You happen to hold a wrong one. I hope you know that your opinion is now illegal. I have contacted the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the Navy SEALs, Secret Service, and your mom. You'll be sorry you ever shared your opinions. By the time you're reading this, you'll be done for. Nature will punish you. Humanity will punish you. Supernatural beings will punish you. Space will punish you. We decided just to make sure we'll nuke your house from orbit, so there's no chance you can run away. Everyone will know you will die. It's a small price to pay to remove your wrong opinion from this world.
Welcome back to another live stream. If you're watching this on the rewatch, maybe consider liking the stream, subscribing if you like drama related in Asia or just topics in there, and thoughts in the comments. And without further ado, I also have this linked in the description. So without further ado, I guess we'll get started reacting into this. If I can.
Streamer is now facing 36 years in Korean prison after spending the last 2 years of his life harassing and humiliating random people on the streets of Japan, Israel, and South Korea for his own content.
Again, I'm gonna say this again. First off, stupid, don't do this. Second off, I'm surprised he got out of Israel alive, frankly, considering when he did this was right after Israel got bombed. So I'm honestly shocked he got out alive.
Spending 3 months in jail in Japan, apologizing and saying, hey, he's never going to do this again, and then goes on to continue like nothing ever happened at all. And we've been
Obviously, he was lying, clearly.
Covering his antics for a while, and it's already been a couple months since I went out to Korea for his first trial. And it's safe to say things have only got worse for him. All while he spent so much of his time taunting and essentially challenging the Korean court system to do something about it. Because Johnny streamed himself being interviewed after his stunt where he got drunk and danced in his underwear in the early morning of Seoul.
I did it as kind of like a you to these YouTubers and the ones
Oh, that's a great idea. Please do it more.
that are commenting on my downfall in Korea and how I'm going to get, the years keep going up. First they said, oh, it's 5
Oh, they are.
years, now it's 10 years, now he's going to get 20 years, now he's going to get 30 years. So I was like, I'm going to show you guys how far I can push the boundaries, and I'm going to show you that the Korean government is not going to do anything to me because I'm an American citizen, A, and B.
Also, the American government is not going to help you, so that's not going to. They're not going to help you just because you're American. They're going to also. They prefer an allyship with South Korea. So they're not going to help you in the case of disrupting that, and also they also probably look at you and like, yeah, you deserve what you get.
B, I don't do anything seriously violent or crime.
Oh, do you? You don't really?
The Korean legal system is not as strong as people think and perceive it to be.
I don't know if that's like a smart thing to say while you're on trial. Obviously, we've taken a
Might be a stupid decision to say, personally.
little break from covering Johnny, but now so much has happened that I feel like we kind of need to update the situation. Because now you have charges that are essentially just dropping monthly to his only friend now threatening another channel. It's also been covering Johnny's phone. I mean, this whole story just keeps on derailing like an extremely slow train wreck, which started as him trying to go viral, which turned into real crimes. He's harassed people on buses, blasted offensive messages, disrespectful cultural symbols, and, just kept pushing things further and further. No matter how many times he got in trouble, he threatened judges, he made deepfake videos of other Korean streamers.
Which is, again, illegal in South Korea, the possession or distribution of deepfakes.
Then announced that he was going to go to court in a black version of a certain robe that involves a clan. And I'm not talking about Call of Duty trick shot clans either.
It starts, let me just say, it starts with a K.
I feel like so much of the stuff he does leaves me with the reaction of, why are you wasting your life doing this? What a fascinating use of free will. But obviously, he didn't follow through with this. All that
One interesting use of time.
It was just show the internet that Johnny is a little bit more scared of these consequences than what he's letting on. Even though he doesn't follow through with being a moron, that doesn't mean he's not a moron. Because now it seems like he's looking at 10 additional years of additional max sentence time on top of the previous 26 years of max sentence time that he was facing earlier. At the end of the day, Johnny's story is a perfect example of someone who let chasing clout completely ruin their lives and dragged others like Hank down with him. And Hank, clearly not the sharpest tool in the shed, is now threatening another creator by the name of 15 Minutes of Shame, who's been very
Oh, right, this guy. Yeah. I think might react to that later.
top of covering this whole story. Here's a clip of Legal Mindset showing those messages.
But you see this individual, Adrius, is talking to Hank, sends over a video of 15 Minutes of Shame and says, why is this guy keep pulling this up in his video? So he's talking about, a video where Hank is mentioned. Hank the Tank says, 15 Minutes of Shame is absolutely obsessed with me. And the guy responds, yeah, saw that. He says, LMAO needs to be, and I'm just going to use the word deleted because I want to keep it YouTube friendly.
So for those of you guys who don't know, that comment is coming from Johnny Somali's so-called bodyguard or legal advisor or translator. He's playing a lot of roles here, but this is Hank. And what Hank said there isn't just disturbing, it's completely self-destructive. While South Korean law probably isn't going to prosecute Hank for the international
That doesn't help your case. It's not gonna. You might not get hurt or anything because again, that's no proof that's actually gonna happen, but it doesn't help either.
threat against someone who's most likely based in the US, the fallout could be harsh on other ways. Hank has already lost his gym membership after the gym found out about his association with Johnny. And that's crazy because Hank needs to stay in there. But honestly, I don't even know if that's a real punishment in Hank's head. But clearly, any online behavior like this could easily lead to further consequences. His desperation is clearly showing, as with every threat, he digs his hole deeper. And I feel like part of him actually knows this because he recently also deleted all of his social media, which includes all content on his YouTube channel. And this channel used to be Johnny's only main outlet left to live stream on. And now it's been wiped. And for those of you guys who don't know, for months, Hank was Johnny's enabler, providing him with housing, a phone, streaming equipment, booze, and money to keep this nuisance train rolling. Because while Johnny's funds dried up, Hank kept the operation alive, becoming his sole support system. But now, the weight of that decision is really crashing down on him. This isn't just about embarrassment or damage anymore. Hank's closeness to Johnny's latest legal trouble has placed him in the crossfire. If you remember from my last video, I said charges are essentially dropping monthly on Johnny, and that's still true. Because there's now a new crime that Johnny's being investigated for in South Korea, and that is the child harassment under the Korean
Oh, right. The child protected law.
Child Welfare Act.
Yeah,
Specifically, authorities reopened investigations into interactions where Johnny and Hank allegedly engaged in inappropriate conversations with minors on sites like Ome TV. There's reported evidence that both Johnny and Hank knowingly spoke with individuals they identified as minors during these streams. And the conversations were reportedly of an inappropriate nature. This is serious because under South Korean law, this charge carries a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison.
Here is the submission right here against Ramzi Khalid Ismail. You see his name here, Ramaji Khalid Ismail, right, in Korean. You can see over here, once again, another one of the cover sheets showing his date of birth as well as the location in Seoul. And you see both of these documents here together confirming they were submitted.
Now, before we go any further, let's clear up something that always pops up in the comments. People say, isn't Johnny already in jail? What's the big deal here? Jail is short term. It's where you go before trial or if you've done something small.
Technically not. I mean, kind of.
I think a few weeks, maybe up to a couple of years. That's about it. And that is if it even goes over a year, because normally if it does, it would be because, the time waiting for the trial and then, after the sentencing. But prison is where you end up after conviction. That's long term. That's the real deal. In South Korea, they don't like to hold people in jail pre-trial unless you're dangerous or violent. And he's not a violent offender. He's just an obnoxious clown with a camera and a bad attitude. So essentially, they just let him roam, rack up more charges, and give the South Korean government all the more evidence they could ever need. Because meanwhile, he's burning through his money isolating himself and making their job extremely easy. Just because Johnny hasn't been sitting in a cell this whole time doesn't mean the police are clueless over there. It is definitely not because the courts are soft, it's because South Korea's legal system is playing the long game. Locking him up pre-trial, that costs taxpayer money. They'd rather let Johnny just pay for his own ramen, his own water, his own booze, and his own miserable existence. Or well, honestly, at this point, it's probably Hank that's paying for all that. And this is all while they build a rock-solid case against him. So they're letting him self-destruct on his own dime. And honestly, it's working like a charm.
I have sacrificed my...
Basically, what they're doing, Big Brain, is letting him roam around and basically cause more crimes and also, well, obviously self-implode, hurt himself in the process.
My finances, you know, like I've actually, like Johnny ran out of money.
Hank is done. He's broke. The money's dried up. He's been begging for cash online, complaining about being kicked out of his gym, cut off by businesses, and rejected by companies who don't want to be anywhere near this disaster. And now he's scared. Scared that fallout is going to hit him. Scared that supporting Johnny has destroyed whatever reputation and stability he had left. All while prosecutors keep stacking charges. And Johnny, instead of, laying low, he's doubling down. He's made more deepfakes. He's threatened judges. He showed up late and drunk to court. I don't know how stupid you could possibly be, but this guy just keeps impressing me. If you tried to write a fictional character that self-destructed more than Johnny, that would actually be a challenge. And also, just to add on the self-destructive behavior, it's been confirmed that Johnny has been using fake accounts and posing as multiple people on different platforms, like Discord, to discredit creators who are covering him, yours truly included.
Johnny has fake accounts, has multiple people.
Yeah, that'd honestly be impressive if they managed a character that self-destructs more than he did. He's done a lot. It's kind of impressive.
Obviously, there's fake profiles of me. There's fake profiles of Atozi, other people. Now, some of you have seen this and some of you have not seen this. But remember, what's important is that we have confirmed that every single thing has been received by the Seoul prosecutor's office.
And I guess these accounts are basically just trying to derail ongoing investigations by clouding the digital trail. But clearly, it's not working. Legal Mindset confirmed that every single piece of footage has now been officially submitted and accepted by Seoul's prosecutor's office as evidence, including older clips from the US. And at this point, prosecutors in South Korea are moving forward. The case is at a step 2 in their process. The investigation is underway. Evidence has been collected, and they're now determining if it's strong enough to hold up in court. That doesn't just include Johnny's offenses in South Korea. It also pulls from his documented behavior across the US and Europe. Meanwhile, more disturbing footage has resurfaced, including remarks made by both Johnny and Hank towards people in France, Mexico, and Korea. And in another major legal escalation, a victim has now filed a formal petition for severe punishment against Johnny, which could lead to an aggravated sentencing range if the court accepts it. Because according to Korean law, these petitions have to show a clear harm to the victim, attempts at reconciliation that didn't work, and a lack of remorse. Well, that's not hard to prove.
And even to this day, he is still insulting South Korean people. No statue is safe. So he clearly doesn't care and has no remorse.
Yeah, it's safe to say Johnny's own behavior continues to work against him. He, again, is his own star witness against himself. He is his own worst enemy. And if this petition goes through, Johnny could be looking at a minimum of 2 years for obstruction and up to 7 years for the deepfake charges. And of course, it doesn't stop there. There's been 4 previously unseen videos dropping showing him harassing workers and tourists at Seoul's North Tower. And these were filmed before he went viral for getting punched. And they show him blasting music, shouting about having HIV, and filming without permission. Then finally accusing tourists of racism when asked to leave.
Are you throwing away money on your car insurance?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Try Insurify. We help you compare quotes and save half on your car insurance.
I like it when things are convenient and save me lots of money.
Go to Insurify.
I mean, I don't think calling it racism is kind of wild when you're the one that Lily outwardly said you want a race war, and also you're the one causing problems. So not really.
I want to take a cable car now. What is what? What is what? It's a phone. HIV에 감염되었습니다.
Why not?
그리고 저는 한국 여성들을 사랑합니다.
I see many people do
저는
YouTube here.
소말리아 출신이고
I can't do YouTube here.
HIV에 감염되었습니다.
Many people do YouTube
그리고
here.
저는 한국 여성들을
What? It's in my
사랑합니다.
face. Relax.
저는 소말리아
Relax, bitch.
출신이고
Honestly, it's just crazy how he allows someone to donate $2 to have a chance of ruining his life. It's actually impressive how self-destructive he is, but he deserves everything coming his way because this is what he does for content.
Why are you shaking your hand? You racist? You don't like black people?
No, I don't want to be.
What country are you from?
You don't need to care.
You better back up. What's up?
Oh.
You want to touch me?
Oh.
You want to touch me? You want to go?
Oh.
You're going to get you better watch your Euro ass up. You better watch out, Euro.
Oh.
You better watch out. I'm from America.
Man does not care. He's just like, whatever.
You better watch out.
I mean, the dude is just a pathetic excuse of a human being. Thankfully, the dude he was harassing is winning in the end because Johnny is currently being wombo-comboed by the Korean system.
Damn, I swear to God, Europeans, they hate Americans, bro. Oh, it's French. Oh, now it makes sense. Nobody likes French people, bro. I don't like them either.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sad at this point. And these could easily add to his obstruction charges or lead to a 9th charge under South Korea's child welfare or public disturbance laws. And on top of that, Johnny's platforms are disappearing left and right. I mentioned that he was banned on Kick in my last video, but it now seems like YouTube is removing his streams as well.
But there is one live stream that's missing, and that is the live stream where he just came back from court and he decided to go live with Hank. They reviewed the court video, they gave a couple updates, even though he lied about quite a bit. Anytime Hank is in a video, there will be hate speech. So that was the video that was taken down. Now you might ask yourself, how do I know that it was taken down for hate speech? If you go on his channel, it says the video has been removed for violating YouTube's policy on hate speech.
Money is flying out the window faster and faster here, and it looks like 10 years could get thrown at Johnny and even Hank here if the authorities find what they're looking for. And I mean, let's be real, we know there's enough of a digital footprint online to give them the stuff to find. It's pretty much inevitable at this point that he's going to do some time. Like, this is not ending with some slap on the wrist.
That even one of the prosecutors and judges said this cannot be a slap on the wrist. It needs to be a severe punishment so this doesn't happen again. So no, it's not going to be a slap on the wrist.
And every time he opens his mouth, every time he makes another deep fake or threatens a judge or shows up to court late or drunk or however he decides to show up, he's
harming himself.
Really not helping himself at all. So just as a recap, because I know there's going to be so many charges at this point that it's hard to keep track of, Johnny is charged with obstruction of business. That's count 1. He pled guilty to that. You have a violation of Minor Crimes Act, which is essentially a misdemeanor. He pled guilty to that. And then you have another violation of Minor Crimes Act, which he pled guilty to that as well. You have an obstruction of business charge, which he pled guilty to as well. And then you have a deepfake violation. He pled not guilty to that. Then you have another deepfake violation, which he also pled not guilty. Then you have another obstruction of business charge, which he also pled not guilty to for some reason. And now we have the violation of the Child Welfare Act, as that investigation is currently in progress. So here we are. Things are not looking good for him. And Hank is a cautionary tale.
Yeah, right now it's like 36 to 40 years of prison is what we're looking at.
He backed the wrong guy. Now he's broke, scared, and trying to figure out where to climb out of this wreckage because this is just an absolute nightmare for this guy. And this is all while Johnny has another trial date coming up in August. So, hey, if you guys want me to go out to South Korea again, drop a like on this video. If we get to the ballpark of like 75,000 likes on this video, I'll fly out again. And also, I haven't mentioned this in a while, but we've dropped a bunch of new collections over at Mat.City, including Soul. So if you ever wanted a nostalgic toy car mat or mouse mat that's like massive that covers your whole desk, this is the LA one though. You can feel free to check out my company, Mat.City, in the description down below, as that's another great way to support the channel. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
All right, and now time for this one, which is I will put in the description right now, actually. So while I'm doing this, 15. Okay. Now let's wrap
Ladies and
it.
gentlemen, I do have some breaking news. You may or may not know that in a couple of days, the documentary on Johnny Somali by Alex Novell is going to release. Now, I haven't watched it yet, but I was able to interview Alex about the documentary ahead of time, and he dropped a bomb. Basically, he screwed Johnny Somali out of 30 grand by having them sign a bogus contract that pretty much relinquished all their rights. Today, we'll take a look at my interview with him, as well as the footage of Johnny and Hank signing the contract. This is hilarious. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so just to clarify, I'm talking to you. This is Sunday. Your documentary is dropping in 4 days. You agreed to give me an interview after the documentary aired. You say that.
Okay. So according to the act, looking it up, it's in 90 minutes. But since I'll be gone, we'll do it next week since I'll be gone by that time when the documentary goes live.
There's some bombshells in there, so I haven't seen it. I don't know anything. I'm looking forward to it. But what can you tell me about Johnny? Your financial agreement with Johnny.
So when initially I reached out to make this documentary on Johnny, I just joined his Discord server and was I said hey bro, I can get you set free. I'll get in touch with the State Department and get them to free you. Just meet up with me in Korea. And he said, yeah, sounds good. I need your help. And so I obviously that was kind of cap a little bit. I just wanted to get the interview with the guy and actually talk to him and shit. And he's just so focused at all times about defending himself and shit. So I was all right, well, let's how can I give you something that you want here so you'll talk to me? Because again, I'm not gonna pay someone for an interview. So that was the premise initially. I booked a flight to Korea.
Right. You promised him something that you knew you couldn't deliver.
Well, yeah, but
I
big brain.
don't have a problem with him. I don't like.
No.
I find that hilarious.
I just think do a tiny bit of research on me. If you look at my YouTube channel, I'm constantly pranking right-wing people and I pranked Alex Jones. What? How am I in touch with Marco Rubio? How am I gonna be able to free you from Korea? That's just come on, bro. If you talk to me because I said that and that's the only reason, then I don't know what to talk about.
That's on him. That's on him for not doing his research.
It's just a little bit of cap there. So anyway.
So he's basically a troll.
Anyways, I get to Korea. Johnny, the day I land in Korea is the day that he does the call the police shirtless dancing in the street thing. And I was bro, please do not. Or no. That it was a couple days before I left. He did the shirtless dancing in the street thing. And then when I got there, he was just super hungover all day or from doing his crypto coin thing. And he was asleep all day. And at the nighttime, Hank hits me up and he's okay, so listen, I will, Johnny will.
Imitation is amazing.
Do the documentary with you. But we need financial compensation.
Ever had bloating so intense it stopped your whole day? I've been there. I'm Dr. Sarah Ray Hall.
Don't care.
Oh my God. Let me just say that your imitation of him is on point. That is fucking hilarious. That's on point. Okay. So they want money. Now, what were they thinking in terms of money?
So I was sitting in the car with Mondo and we're ready to come interview you, Johnny. And Hank's listen, Johnny wants $30,000 to do an interview. Can you do that?
30?
And I was no.
Wait, 30,000 for an interview? That's crazy.
What?
What?
That way we just didn't discuss any type of payment at all before. You guys are jumping this on me now after I flew my ass out to Korea? Like, what? And he was like, yeah, that's the only thing that Johnny will take to do the movie is we need to get paid. And I was like, well, I can't pay you, but how about this? If the movie gets put on Netflix or Hulu, which it probably will, I mean, come on, what's the Johnny Somali story we're talking about here? Then we can sign a deal that you guys will be compensated. And that was enough for them. So I just, when we went to go film at Johnny's lawyer's office, they were like, please bring a contract for us to sign from the network. And I was like, okay. So I just Googled the like consent agreement that Sacha Baron Cohen uses for when he like pranks people in Borat and stuff like that, when he would film these interviews with people so that they couldn't like turn around and sue him. And a lot of the times he would like pay people like $100 or $200 to do these interviews. And then they would try to like sue him for more money in the end. And so like there was already this part about payment in at the top. So I just said like they'll get 20% of the gross revenue of the film if the film were sold to a network. And then at the bottom of it before like they put their signature, it says like, I recognize that any and all promises made by the filmmaker do not reflect any deal really made.
So it's like a bullshit contract.
Yeah. Here I have it right here. And I had them sign it on camera.
Did they read it?
Not really. I mean, Johnny's lawyer read it and he was like, it seemed like he said he thought it was fine, but bro spoke Korean. Like,
all right, so now seems like a good time to show you the footage of Johnny and Hank at the lawyer's office, taking a look at the contract and signing it. I find this situation completely hilarious. Take a look at this.
In different content, you guys got 2 days in a row of IRL stream. You guys happy?
They're discussing like something else. Yeah,
some other person's case. So yeah, guys.
So you grew up in Florida.
You guys got any ideas?
But you know how like obnoxious like, well, in general, it doesn't have to be like Jewish community or like anything. Jerseyans and the New Yorkers are.
South Florida is filled with people from New Jersey and New York. That's like all South Florida is.
You might be meeting ICE sooner than you think, guys.
Like South Florida is all these Jews who moved from New Jersey and New York all the way down to Florida.
Yeah.
You can just both sign the same word.
그러니까 지금 뭐가 문제라는 거야? 지금 나한테 뭘 묻고 싶은 거야? 그러니까 이 계약서잖아.
네.
스탠다드 스탠다드 컨센트 어그리먼트, this is agreement 두 사이에 노벨 필링?
Yeah.
예. 그 아래 있는 participate 더 같은 우리 여기겠지 뭐. produce 근데 지금 뭐가 문제? 그 리벤 수입의 20%를
What country should we go, guys, when I'm free? Just think about it, guys. China? I should we just went to China. I can't let that up, man.
What makes you think you're gonna get free anytime soon, bud?
그냥 변호사님이 보라고.
보라고 내 볼게.
They can't put an American in jail. They can't do it.
I'm so glad.
Yes, they can. They have done before, and you're going to jail.
Your family moved down to Florida, bro.
Hey, Johnny, please tell me where in the South Korean law it says that you cannot put an American in jail.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure there's been one in jail before. If someone does this again, they will go in jail if they're an American.
Oh, wait. Anyways, it looks like the lawyer read it and it was good enough for him. But I'm not saying he's a bad lawyer. I'm just saying maybe he misunderstood a couple words because this is definitely a contract that only benefits Alex.
It's not like my life has not been this.
It could have been either the lawyer was trying to, screw Johnny over, or it's a whole culture thing where the wording, maybe a Korean person doesn't understand the wording.
Destroyed.
사인
made me stronger.
이거 복사해가지고 얘한테 하나 주고.
It's almost
변호사님이 하나 가지고 있어요.
It's more than a
왜냐면 변호사님이
giving you all this fame and attention and all
왜냐면 뭐 법적인 일이 생기면 변호사님
getting to walk away
통해야
pretty
되니까.
much scot free.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I feel like I don't even want to say scot-free because nothing I've done warrants prison time, you know? It's ridiculous.
Are you sure about that?
It's a fine at most. Come on, like, let's be honest. That's what I've heard from multiple legal professionals. You ready to sign the hand? Can we get out here?
Yeah, I'm reading through number 2.
What do you want to do after this?
You want to go to the police station or
And give them the watch?
Probably not today.
Probably not today. Let's do another day. But it's not that important.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do, I'm along for the ride.
I kind of want to rest because of my throat. You know?
Yeah.
But I definitely do want to go like out there tomorrow. Though.
Cool. Yeah.
You want to sit right here and talk to the camera, Hank? I'm gonna be to the bathroom real quick. Just keep them to 10. I'll be right back.
Fab said he wants you to switch to the server.
Okay, bet. When I get outside, I will.
Yeah.
Bet.
So number 2 is saying that you hold every
So that's where the footage cuts off, and you can clearly see that they signed it. Now let's get back to the interview because trust me, there's a lot more you're going to want to see.
It said this entire agreement between the participant and producer acknowledges that anyone entering into it is not relying upon any promises or statements made by anyone about the nature of the film, of the identity of any of the other participants or person involved in the film. Any alleged deception, such as or surprise about the film or this consent agreement, breach of alleged moral rights, or tortious wrongful interference with any contracts, business of the participant. So it just relinquishes me from any anything. If they wanted to sue me after making this, if they want to come after me and say, you need to give us your ad revenue off the documentary, I would say, well, they signed this thing saying I don't have to do any of that. And they relinquished all their rights to me.
I mean, well played. Well played. You got what you wanted, which is you wanted them to do the interview and you didn't have to pay them. Now, so if Netflix were to give you a deal, this doesn't entitle them to anything.
Yeah, no. It would be meaningless because, again, it's signed. It's an agreement that's signed between, a film producer and a participant of the film, and the basis of the whole agreement is basically just that they're agreeing to relinquish all of their liability and participate in the film with the promise of, so it says in exchange for the producer's obligation to pay a participation fee of the amount of 20% revenue upon the sale of the film, the participant agrees as follows. And then it says at the bottom that they don't rely on any promises made by me. So it's almost like I say at the beginning of the agreement, yeah, you get this, but then at the end it says, well, you might not, but still sign it anyways.
That is hilarious. That just proves, ladies and gentlemen, you have to read what you sign.
They didn't read it. This is also a reading comprehension problem lesson as well.
I mean, I get a lot of sponsors.
Or just have your lawyer speak English.
Yeah, I get a lot of sponsored deals, and sometimes there was one I got where it says it was for a video game, and it says, if you do any infractions with this contract, you'll be subject to the law in China. And I was like, well, fuck that. I'm not signing that shit. I don't know what I'm getting into. So you have to read what you sign. Now, just to clarify, I haven't seen the documentary yet. I just wanted to make this quick video on your financial agreement with you and Johnny. We will be talking some more after the documentary drop. So, let me just ask you this before I let you go. What, in your mind, what were the chances that Netflix or Hulu were going to buy into this movie? Zero? So you knew right off.
Johnny's a huge brand risk. Nobody wants anything to do with him. I reached out to some professional film people that I know because there's a piece that I've been wanting to do for a couple of years that I've been trying to put together professional connections for. And I just floated to these guys. What do you think about Johnny Somali? And they're like, yeah, nobody you'll be lucky if you make that full documentary and put it out on YouTube and it's monetized there. The guy's just kind of a brand risk.
Wow. So they didn't want
I mean, who would want to touch this guy?
to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Nobody wants to touch this story with a 10-foot pole. The only people who are interested in this stuff is people on the internet, because it's this kind of collective justice thing where everybody has like gathered together to like publicly shame and watch somebody have like this full downfall.
I mean, basically burn himself at the stake voluntarily without him knowing though.
And like it's like live. You get to like watch live their complete like destruction and downfall.
Yeah, I mean, I'm partaking in this. I'm contributing to this pitchfork mentality, but I think it's necessary. We'll talk about that later on in our actual interview on Friday. Once I've seen the show, I haven't even seen it yet. I'm gonna watch it at the same time as everybody else at 7:00 on Thursday. So we'll talk about a little bit more about that on Friday. But yeah, thank you for taking your time. Yeah, I think there's no other way to put it. You fucked Johnny pretty bad with this financial.
He was really stoked about doing it too. I mean, like I revealed all of this stuff to Ice Poseidon, and then Johnny still filmed with me for like 2 days after that. Like Johnny knew that I fucked him on the contract while I was filming with him in Korea, but he was just kind of so desperate to have his story told in a way that he felt like humanized him. But like, I don't think
it's going to
realizes that it's very hard to humanize someone who's just genuinely not sorry and who is very aware of what they're doing and continues to do it in the face of not saying sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but it's really hard to paint him in a good light because he just.
Well, it's all his words. The film is all his. It's not like a lot of stuff you see on Johnny. Like Turkey Tom did a thing that was pretty good, but it's a lot of Turkey Tom explaining things, point A to point B. I let Johnny explain. I take Johnny to the statue. I say, "What happened here with the statue?" I'm not trying to. I mean, obviously, if he says something that's incorrect, it's my job to like provide context for that. But I let him speak for himself. And, when you let someone speak for themselves, I think that reveals so much of who they really are.
Sounds good. So you're not sugarcoating it. Sounds great, everybody. The link to the documentary will be in the description of this video. I think I'm going to post this maybe on Tuesday. It's a good appetizer for what's to come. Thank you so much, Alex. And thank you very much for taking your time. All right, so there you have it. Johnny Somali thought he was getting $30,000 out of this, and there is absolutely no chance in hell it's going to happen. Now go check out Alex Novel's YouTube channel. The documentary is dropping Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be dropping a reaction to it that night. And then also I'll be doing an interview with Alex Novel the very next day, because apparently there's some crazy bombshells in there. And one thing he told me after I just did this interview
that is in 2 hours
with him is that this documentary is very incriminating for Johnny Somali. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 100,000 subs. At this point, we're only missing 20,000. So sub if you enjoy the show, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
All right. So, this is the trailer for the documentary, though, and then we'll go over a article about Vitaly real quick.
To film yourself on a camera IRL 24/7, you have to be some kind of narcissist, and there's no IRL streamer that's known like
Johnny Somali. Johnny Somali.
Johnny Somal입니다.
Johnny Somali.
Johnny Somali라는
Johnny Somali is the most hated live streamer on the internet right now.
I'm the most hated man in this country. I'm just a little bit outspoken. Fuck my haters. We run this country. My enemies.
I mean, he's probably going to go to jail in Korea for sure.
I've been in foreign prison before, and if I have to do it again, I will. I think if I get sent to prison again, I'm going to go psycho. if. By the police! Put me in a cell. Like, do it. Did I get punched today? Yes. It's not a day of me streaming without me getting punched. W stream. Are you guys enjoying the stream today? Whoa! Did I touch a statue?
So you think it's okay to be physically assaulting somebody? Yeah, you're in my country, buddy. W content, top footage. This is top footage. Physically
let's go
assaulting
over to
somebody?
that.
Yeah, you're in my
that-
country,
that-
buddy. W content,
I mean, good point.
top footage. This is top footage.
I have boundaries, and some people cross those boundaries.
I'm gonna show you guys how far I can push the boundaries. The Korean government is not gonna do anything to me. Oh, a bunch of police is coming out. Are they coming to arrest me or what? Yes, are they coming to arrest me or what?
And
To film yourself on a camera, IRL 24/7.
And now to over here. The tally is apparently jail time might end soon. So, according to witness, declined to press charges. Controversial YouTuber John Tally Vrieldutsky, once facing prospect of lethal death in the Philippines now has one remaining found charge. Most witnesses choose not to pursue. Immigration detection, possible deportation solo. Yeah, soon. Okay. Red Supreme, online persona, prank video, public stunts, scrutiny with millions, Instagram, Russian American built his career, now plays behind bars in Manila, Philippines. He was arrested in early April 2025 in Bonifacio, Gold City, a high-end commercial in Manila, in the Philippines, after filming several unsanctioned pranks. Locals deemed illegal. Charges filed against him include 3 countless unjust vexation and criminal offenses in the Philippines, akin to harassment, theft, public scandal, and trespassing. These offenses exposed him to a potential 24-year prison sentence. Rumors and particularly. Video posted by TikTok or predictions circulated what went idly online. In the first clip, the user claims they visited YouTuber Vitaly in the Philippines Bikin Detection Center. According to the TikTok, Vitaly did not anticipate serving his full 24-year sentence, as he expects deportation instead of video, which some Philippines have said they probably expected this. An interesting comment from the TikToker said that the battalion might go super agree altogether, as none of the witnesses showed up to file a formal complaint against the YouTuber, and that only one was filed, which means he could go free in the near future. And he said no, he got bailed and people didn't show up. And immigration detection. On 18th of June, Zelensky granted bail by the court during his release from maximum security detention. However, this was short-lived. Hours later, he was transferred on the Bureau of Immigration detention facility at Camp Bagong Diwi in Taguig. According to Immigration Commissioner Joel Anthony Badalitsky, has officially classified as a undesirable alien designation based on both his ongoing criminal case and his threat to public order and safety. Immigration will stress that despite being on bail, he remains under strict custody and cannot leave the detention center. Deportation. Although deportation processing have officially formally begun, Philippine authorities confirm that both the United States and Russia have yet to provide necessary documentation or accept custody of Zelensky, as rolled his deportation is stalled until the final criminal charge is resolved. Philippine immigration law has foreign nations deemed a risk to public welfare be detained indefinitely pending deportation, even if the remaining criminal charge is dismissed or resolved. Zelensky may still be held until another country formally agrees to accept him. Observers note that while Zelensky is no stranger to controversy, as he has previously been arrested in the U.S., Brazil, and Egypt, this is among the most serious legal challenges he has faced to date. Further court hearing are expected in the coming weeks, the case continues to attract international media attention, highlighting border concerns about foreign nations facing criminal charges are treated within the Philippine justice immigration. All right. I think that's going to do it for today. Slightly short, but there wasn't really much this week. At least I could have reacted to music videos, but decided not to. But if you're again watching the rewatch, like the stream, comment your thoughts of things I said, and showed all the things in the description. This is just this thing doesn't count because it's just a an article from MSN from Microsoft thing. But like, stream, subscribe if you like me talking about Asian related stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. And bye.
Welcome to the Blizzard Arena.
And the quest for a champion begins today.
The anticipation has been building, and it is finally time. We are live.
That is a really.
Can you get over the roof there?
Oh my!
Oh my!
What a play! What a grab!
Another jump here on the high ground. Super goes forward, but gets stuck up. The Yapping comes in, and ding! He rains down hell from above.
Here comes Pine. Gets one, gets two. Looking for a bit more, gets another one. Tsuno's down again. That heralds disaster generally for the Fusion, and Carpe wasn't far behind. Prophet! He's killed 4 players now on his own.
From Vancouver, locks him in the sound barrier. Sound the bomb coming from Johnny. Oh my God! He does it again.
Flutter now moving onto the Widowmaker, taking the clutch into his own hands. The headshot and the headshot and the headshot.
Okay, I like this for the Gladiators. We're going to try and circle around. I'm going to call this the merry-go-round because it makes me laugh. Makes me happy, and Sean Paul switches to the Widowmaker at just the right time. Oh, the Raven!
face number one.
You could have told me that you spoke English, honestly.
The fans never thought they'd see this day. It took 43 matches. Feels like a really emotional moment here.
사랑해.
All right. I will see you later. Bye.